Okay. So, this is by NASA, I think.
Yeah.
Like the website is Webb Telescope.
The NASA website?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so it says looking out into space is like looking back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How does it make sense?
Okay, so I'm going to read the article and then you'll understand. Like at first, like when we were talking about it, I was like, I don't understand where he's getting this from.
Did you not take biology at all?
No, I did.
You learned this in biology?
It might have been.
Or what?
When you learn
That's the
space
study
and
of
science.
astrology, my dude.
You think I'm taking astrology in middle school? No, I took science. Science 1.
Science is pretty much a sum of everything.
Okay, no, this was just last year.
Study of planets.
Okay, yeah, but the fact that we
You're
know.
a senior now.
Yeah, the fact.
You were a sophomore last year.
What?
No, I was a junior last year.
Or whatever. I haven't been in school in a long time.
Okay.
Anyway, read the.
Okay.
Just explain to me what.
It says telescopes can be time machines. Looking out in space is like looking back in time. It sounds magical, but it's actually very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Light needs time to travel across the vast distance of space to reach us. Light waves move extremely fast, about so many miles per second, every second. I'm going to go down to the second.
Okay, well, what does that knowledge benefit us?
Okay.
Hold on.
Across our Milky Way galaxies, distances are measured in terms of how many years it takes light to travel. The nearest star is over 4 light years away. So when we look at the nearest star, we see it not as it is today, but as it was 4 years ago. We're seeing the light that left the star 4 years previously and is just now reaching us. Galaxies are yet farther away in both space and time. Our nearest large neighbor galaxy, Andromeda, is about 2.5 million light years away. The Virgo clusters of galaxies is the largest. Suffice to say, the light we see today from galaxies in the Virgo cluster started on its path towards us at the same time as the age of the dinosaurs was ending on Earth. If you were in a Virgo cluster galaxy today and you had a telescope powerful enough to study the Earth, you would be able to see the prehistoric reptiles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but my only thing with that is, and we argued this last night, but we're going to argue the point again because I've already come up with more good scenarios okay, you're not really looking back in time.
No.
You're really seeing the right then and right now. Now, yeah, it might have to travel to get to it, but if you're using a telescope to look all the way there, I mean, it would be like we wouldn't see, say there was another planet with dinosaurs on it. We wouldn't see, and then it evolved just like, say, a replica of the Earth way out there.
Earth 2.
Yeah. You wouldn't see the dinosaurs. I mean, if you were looking right at it, you would see what is happening right now in time and space. You wouldn't see the dinosaurs. You can't look back into time. Like, yeah, it takes a long time to make it to here. So say the star burns out, up here, and everybody on Earth down here, they're not going to know that from the bare eye until, say, 100, yeah, let's just put a number,
light year,
100 light years away. Okay, but if you had a telescope that was halfway and was looking over there, you would see it burn out. So you would see it in real time burning out. But you would still be able to see the light that was traveling from all the time ago.
So you'd be able to see the light from that 4 years ago.
Yeah, or how many ever years.
They're basically just saying it takes this certain amount of time for the light to reach Earth.
Yeah. Okay, but if you looked into a telescope, you'd still see the star until it took however long. Like, you'd still see the star.
Yeah, but that's not what you argued last night.
Yeah,
but you won't see the star. You'll see the light from the star.
You'll see the light from the star, but it'll take however long it is.
It was already traveling. So, like,
if it just busted right now and blew up, then we wouldn't know for, let's say it's 2 light years away, we wouldn't know for 2 years.
Yeah.
But if we set up a telescope, you'd still see the light. You'd still see the star there sitting there burning, but we would know
We got 2 years.
2 years
left.
from now.
Yeah, exactly. This is the point that I made last night.
There's
He's just like,
can't-
you made this point last night
listen,
that we already know.
listen.
We argued so
Listen.
hard about this.
You can't. There's no way you can tell that it's about to burn out just by looking at it. Like,
No, you would have to have something from an other perspective to see it burn out here, and
No.
then
you just look
I
at the
think
star.
I
If
think
it's
he's
red,
I think he was just using the star as an example.
yeah, like
okay,
okay,
but if the stars are
if
red,
I
Like a
can
hypothetical
see-
situation.
Okay.
if I could see, okay, it's a long ways from here to China, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if I could take a telescope and I can look to China, I'm not going to see what happened yesterday. I'm going to see exactly what's happening now.
because it ain't that far.
No, but
not
it's like
even-
a day ahead of us. Is pretty much what he's saying.
That's just the time. That's
Or
just the
behind us. Is
time.
it ahead or behind?
I
It's
us?
the same
don't
point
know.
in time. It's just the
It's
time.
the same point in time. That's
yeah,
what
you're
I'm
not
saying.
gonna see them at 3:30.
Yeah, yeah.
And you at 5
Yeah,
o'clock.
I know.
You're gonna see. You
Yeah.
see
I know.
what's going on real time. At the same
Because
time
it ain't
too.
that far away. But if it was a light year away, then we would see it a year ago.
So if somebody was
You would see
okay, I
it
think
still
in
traveling.
here it says
Yeah.
hold on
Until it
hold
stopped
on.
traveling, and then you know that it ain't there.
But it's not the light we're looking at. Light travels, yes, but like
It is light going into our eyes. That's how we could see it.
I'm not sure. Look this up later, but it takes like 8 minutes, right? For
Yeah.
light.
That means that we know the sun. We can look at the sun at the telescope.
It
and be
takes
like, oh,
it takes
yeah, look.
it takes 8 minutes from the distance to
Yeah.
the sun.
So if it
to
blew up right
travel.
now, it would take 8 minutes for us to know the sun blew up.
I mean,
Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
explosions.
okay,
are different.
let's go out of
Especially
their
space
thing
explosion.
right here.
Nothing goes faster than light.
When we look up
Sounds
at the
neat.
sky, we see the moon as it was 1.3 seconds earlier.
hmm
Okay,
In the past, like
See, because that's a distance.
that's the way it was 1.3 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Now,
that's such like a weird.
That's how light
I don't
works.
know.
That's how light.
Here's the moon in the history.
I mean, okay, but like if the moon
That's how light
was
works.
to like split in two, we would know about it 1 second later.
It's just watching a video, but a delayed video.
Yes, that's exactly how it is, pretty much.
It's watching a video, but it's really delayed. Like
Really
it's
delayed.
like watching a live stream
delayed,
delayed.
but it really happened in real time.
by a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, it happened at the same time. But the way light works, it's just gonna take a little bit for us to know that it happened.
If I
Yeah.
take a vintage that happened a long time ago. I can't look through a fucking telescope and see
if you
it
were,
happening in the past.
if you,
You
were,
wouldn't be able to do
let's
that
say
though.
if you were 100 light years away,
No,
you would.
he's talking about the distance of like how light travels.
If you were 100, yeah, you obviously can't see into the past.
Like he's not
It's just
saying
the way light is working. You pretty much look into the past,
I mean,
but obviously
yeah, I
you're
do
not.
understand now, but yeah, you're
Yeah.
obviously not. See, that's where we were having a hang up last night.
Okay, but from that point on, the James Webb's looking so far into space that
how advanced is our space technology?
you do realize the James
Okay,
Webb.
we don't even have a rocket. That's what another thing we was talking about. We don't even have a reusable rocket yet. Like, so what does it matter all the space out there if we don't even have a rocket that can be like landed and then retake off?
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, we can explore space because humans have a limit. Like, obviously, we can't go to Jupiter with a human in there, right? But we can send a drone out there, right, that far. So,
I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
might as well we
You
send
do-
something out
you
there
do realize
and
that-
explore and get all the data
But
from
yeah,
it.
that's
Like,
human
'cause
technology.
You do
I mean-
you do realize
Yeah,
that
but
James
if we-
Webb's like trillions of dollars. Like
yeah, and
I
even
know.
if
Like-
we sent
like-
something out, like say we sent something to a specific planet that had vegetation, water and stuff like that. Okay, once it goes down and it lands, like yeah, you couldn't send a person because there's no way to get them back. Like once they're in there,
Well, we'd have to.
build a rocket. I mean,
How
a
would you do that?
spaceship.
Because we have a thing to where they have to take off from this. It's like
Yes.
it's like a takeoff station.
Yes.
Or whatever. If we have we don't have another one on.
We
the-
don't just have
the place-
spaceships. That's the
place
problem.
we're landing though.
Yeah. Yeah, but even you can't land one back here.
Yeah, you got to crash land.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
crash land.
It's not 100% survival rate. Either.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's before anything else happens as far as us exploring space. It's definitely that is the next step. We have to have some kind of spaceship, some kind of rocket, or something that can be reused. And I from what I hear, that's what Elon's working on with SpaceX.
Yeah.
Now I haven't done a lot of research into that.
He said we're going to Mars by like 2038 or something like that.
Well, why would we go to Mars?
Okay, is
Why
that
would we
not
go
closer
Mars?
to the sun?
Yeah.
Mars
yeah,
is closer to the sun, right?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Like,
Why are we going to Mars?
why?
It's not that much
Then what
closer.
planet?
It's not.
It's still in the habitable zone, sort of.
No, but like, why? What would benefit us to go to Mars? It would be so much money to build stuff on there and everything. Like, what's the benefit of going to
Then
Mars?
we got to fix the Earth.
Which is what we need to start doing now, because in generations and generations, that it has to start somewhere. Like, once you start, it's like downhill. Like, take for instance, okay, how hard has it been for us to, even when we went to Roland and messed around with the camera and stuff, like just being on camera. But like once you start, like it's downhill.
Yeah.
Like we're on camera, we're just having a conversation
Yeah.
now. It's the same thing. Once we start trying to work and be right and heal our planet, then it'll continue that way with future generations.
So, I mean, we need to start. I mean, we've been trying, not really trying, but we need to really fix our planet as soon as possible because.
Okay, what does that entail? What does that mean to you?
Fixing our planet?
Yeah.
Saving future generations of.
No.
population.
What does it mean? Like, what is the solution?
Dude,
Like, what
there's
is
a lot of different things
one
causing
thing,
the Earth
one
to-
small thing we can start?
I don't know.
Okay, first of all, trash is a big problem.
Definitely.
I think-
But
Definitely.
there's nothing that you can do.
No,
that
definitely
can,
develop.
Hang on.
One person?
There's
No.
nothing you can do that would
No, not one
technically
person.
heal the earth, because everything positive that you do to benefit the economy has a negative impact on nature itself.
Mhm.
We'd have to.
Not
Okay.
necessarily.
So we'd have
Because
to.
also cleanups and stuff benefit the economy.
That's true.
We'd have to develop probably a way, like the most used thing in the world, or one of the most things, like transportation. Dude, we'd have to.
Yeah, transportation would have to be completely different.
We'd have to develop an energy source to where it's not releasing so much toxic, like
Exactly, and that's what I'm
carbon
talking about.
dioxide.
Even with these electric cars,
Like
they
even the
have
electric cars are
different. They
Yeah.
they have
See?
kids
Even
from
though
different
equally as bad.
countries.
bad.
And
Equally, I would argue even worse.
Even worse, almost.
than gasoline.
Yeah. Well, not only do you have these big machines digging for cobalt and stuff like that, lithium and stuff like that.
In the lithium mines in the third
Those are
world countries
bad.
or whatever,
Yes.
they're supposed to be taking so much safety precautions. Seeing
And they
a
don't
little
care.
picture of
They're
like
just doing it.
1,000 people in one mine.
Yeah.
They're not even. There's only supposed to be like one or two.
Yeah.
And caution gear. They had no gear on whatsoever.
Yeah, see?
And that's
they're
bad.
children. They're
Yeah,
mostly
they're
But
children.
it's not only that, but
Sicknesses.
once
and
you
everything.
actually get the
Natural
minerals
selection.
and you make the car, then you just have to turn around and burn coal or fossil fuels anyways in order to produce the electricity. It just creates more steps.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think at all that battery powered vehicles are any more efficient
than
than gas, because electricity
Maybe in the moment.
I don't even know then,
And
because
it
when you
was-
carry electricity over a period, you lose some of the electricity.
Also, here's a point that no one thought about. If we all have electric cars, Russia sends an EMP over here, we're all stuck.
If they
Honestly,
send an EMP
It's
anyway,
not. It's not even that. It's right now.
I mean,
they
like,
could do that.
Well, they could do that right
Anything
now,
made
but we have-
after like the 80s.
Oh, true.
I
I mean,
mean,
but like
I mean, we'd have to go back.
they'd fry all of our cars, and if we have no gasoline cars, then we're really screwed because
Not only that, but if they did that, the thing is, It would be more than that. I mean, people don't know how to live without electricity nowadays. With
Cell phones,
You're gonna have to be tough.
cell phone, yeah.
No,
it would
and,
literally be back to the Stone Age.
Exactly. There would be no more.
Not literally.
No,
there would be
literally,
no
because we kind of
electricity.
know some knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, we're building
But
stuff like
can
the
you
James Webb.
really go out and make,
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna
do
start
they call
happening
that?
if we do.
Can you go out and forge a knife right now?
No.
Like, could you,
Maybe like
You could
make a
maybe figure
spear,
it
make a
out,
spear, maybe like a sharp edge
yeah.
or something, but it'd probably break really easily. 'Cause
yeah,
I don't know,
exactly. I don't know,
But like, I feel like if we do they do the MP thing, people are going to panic and attack other people and ravage stores and
Riot.
places, riots.
There's gonna be no water.
There's gonna be no control over the American population.
Yeah.
So that'll be really bad, especially if they get the whole mass of the U.S.
Okay, now that we went off on a tangent, let's go back to this.
Back to the NASA
I
thing.
swear. Okay.
Back to that.
I searched up the telescope.
The telescope. What is it
Okay,
called?
I wasn't
talking
going to
about-
do videos because I don't have.
Yeah, we're talking about we don't even
have.
have a rocket. I mean, this. I was trying to get to it earlier. This thing is literally disproving the Big Bang.
How? What did you read on?
Okay, yeah. How do you? Okay, you said last night when you was talking about it being disproven, you said something about when
Still all
we're
theory.
looking so far away. Yeah, it's a theory, and honestly,
That's the
Yeah.
thing about it.
to me, I mean, I believe in Jesus, and and everybody can believe in whatever they want, but to think that just a big explosion happened and somehow on this one little bitty star way out in the one little bitty clump of rocks way out in the middle of nowhere that humans formed and animals and everything else on just everything on this one planet, but you don't find stuff on other planets. Yeah, maybe like some microbes or something like that.
That's why they built the telescope.
But what I'm saying is, like, there's no possible way that just an explosion caused all that stuff to happen just to one planet. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
you could find like cows on one planet, or like, horses over here on this planet, and like maybe humans on this one, but like, no, everything is all in one place.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
We don't have
and
there's
everything
no other
is
planet
so
like Earth that we have discovered.
No.
Not that I know.
and
of.
everything is so intertwined that like
Yeah.
it could only be, in
Yeah.
my opinion, it could only be one thing.
Well, the human mind can only comprehend so much, right?
Yeah.
Like we can't see other colors that we already haven't, already have seen, right? So we couldn't imagine a new color. Like imagine trying to picture a brand new color that we've never seen before. We can't do that. We literally cannot do
Yeah,
that.
but if
So
you've seen it, you'd be like, yeah, I've never seen that
that's
color
brown
before.
or whatever.
But somebody else
Kepler.
has. It's something that's already been created.
I mean, like,
Look at this planet. Just read it.
beyond our solar system.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Okay, and what about it?
Kepler 22b is the next planet orbiting within the habitable zone of the sun star Kepler 22, and it's really far away.
600 light years from
But
Earth.
it's in the habitable zone. That's pictures of it, dude. It's clouds.
It's
How they- how
inhabited.
Is this touchscreen?
Yo, what?
How'd they take pictures
Bro,
of
I'm
that?
doing animations on these from now on.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because you can draw it with your face.
More animations coming soon.
Yeah, I was actually thinking like at the end of this or at the
Okay.
beginning of this, throw the animation on there to like put it out there.
Yeah.
Okay, the only reason we know that and stuff is because of James Webb. Like, don't quote me on this, but I've watched some of these videos. I've spent plenty of time looking at it. You know that James Webb can like tell the elements of the planets and stuff.
What? It is dude.
Oh,
You know how crazy it is if we get like on another planet, let's say Mars, for example, and we find a new element, like a completely new, like nothing ever seen before.
We put a new element on the periodic table that the James Webb figured out on a planet.
What was it?
I don't know. Hold on, let's figure it out.
What material was it? Was it liquid, gas, solid? What, like
I'm pretty sure it's a ore.
it's an ore. What kind of ore?
I don't know.
Where'd you find it at? Like Where'd they find it at, they said? Well, that's what we're figuring out.
Okay, he left. This ain't about that, but
Does this
okay.
not
So the
show-
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
According to the Big Bang Theory, I know this for a fact. Okay. When the Big Bang happened, galaxies started expanding outward, clouds of dust combined. That's why we have our solar system, our
Rocks,
galaxy.
random rocks in the sky.
And
whatever.
they went outwards, right?
Yeah.
So where the Big Bang happened, so
Uh-huh.
to speak, it's supposed to be like empty space-ish. There's supposed to be really, really, really like young galaxies because we're looking really far back. Because if we're looking the James Webb's looking really far back, way into space. We're talking like billions of light years.
Yeah.
It's looking at the beginning of the universe, so to speak, which is where we think where the Big Bang happened. Okay.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be new galaxies because it's supposed to be a long time ago. We're looking at the past. The galaxies there that far away are supposed to be like new. They're supposed to be distant. They're supposed to be small. They're not supposed to be as bright because they have young stars and stuff.
But
because
they've
it
had
happened really far
all
away.
these years to expand.
Yeah, as of the moment. But when we're looking back through the telescope, we're just seeing it that 100 billion years ago because we're just looking that far. But obviously, it's completely different now at that point in time.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, the James Webb looks there.
We don't know what that looks like.
Yes, we do. The James Webb looks there.
There's pictures.
There's pictures. There's James Webb's look there, and there's mature galaxies. They're close to each other. They're nice and bright, and it completely disproves everything we ever thought.
Okay,
How
but
far
one thing
does
is,
it go back, though?
I
Did you
can
ever think
do-
about that? How far does it go back? Maybe
I-
it's just further.
I
It
can
goes
do
about 20
any-
times as far as the Hubble.
See, that's what there's. That's what
I know,
I'm
but
trying
what
to
if it
get.
goes farther?
It takes time, dude.
Well, I know that takes time, but like,
I mean, that's just setting one pinpoint dot in space and like sit there for months just calibrating the mirrors.
Okay, tell me I could not Photoshop these.
what kind of technology are we using to get that far into space and still get data from that?
Thank you.
Thermal imagery, you can't see it with the
No,
human eye.
but how
But
are we getting it back to Earth and like recording it and stuff?
Pictures.
ask a scientist or look it
I
up.
mean, that is true.
I mean, like we just send in multiple satellites.
Yeah, if anybody out there is in this field of work and you want to come and explain to us how all this stuff
Okay.
works,
we can get
It's
you
literally
on the show.
get you
okay.
on.
It's
We can
literally
get you on.
a camera. Think about it. Your phone camera has zoom. You zoom in and take a picture. It saves on your phone.
I know, but the signal.
tell me I couldn't Photoshop any of these.
Those are really high definition.
Yeah, because it ain't that far away.
Wait,
You
what?
just said it was millions of light years
For
away.
the telescope, no. The telescope
For
far away for the
humans?
telescopes looking close to the Big Bang.
You know what's crazy? What? Like
He's saying it's not. It's just a portion of the range that the telescope has.
Yeah, it's just literally a small portion. Like
all the materials we got on Earth to
These
create
pictures?
something to send so far out to discover. Like, bro, what this?
okay, I'm gonna show
Yeah, we need those resources here.
you. This is why I went to YouTube.
Don't
This
be
is why-
wasting them.
this
They
is
dig
why I
in the
went to
ground,
YouTube.
find a piece of rock, and you're like, I got a satellite.
Okay, listen.
I'm just kidding.
If God wanted us to be out in space, then that's where we'd have been.
This
Yep.
episode of Real Engineering is brought to you by the
Real
Curiosity Stream.
engineering.
Watching another YouTube video
No.
on
$59 for an entire year.
I have to try to go back.
Speaking about
and
YouTube
record this
videos,
and stuff.
subscribe to Ranching Oklahoma.
Yeah, go and subscribe.
And make sure you like the video.
Yeah, leave a like
and
down below.
Put the bell notifications on so you'll never miss another upload.
Yeah, do that too.
What he said, what he said.
Yeah, what I said.
Look, James Webb Telescope images shatter understanding the age of the universe.
Okay, but that's NBC.
I know.
How much of that do we believe?
None of it.
About zero. Okay, we can go ahead and get off of this one.
No, I might as well watch it.
Might as well watch it. Okay, so telescope uncovers massive galaxies near cosmic dawn. Here we go.
We are as close to as I think we are. And oh boy, does this next one do exactly that. You know that golden telescope we humans built? It's taking some mind-blowing pictures of space right now? Well, it turns out
Exactly.
it's so
Pictures.
powerful, it might have just shattered our understanding of the universe.
That just
We've
looks
all
like
heard about
Earth.
how the new James Webb telescope is kind of like a time machine because it can look back to the early formation of the universe. And it's been doing just that. It has taken pictures of 6 galaxies that are some of the oldest that we've seen, but they're a little hazy, and there's a lot going on in these images. Bear with us. For one, when you're looking at these things, they're supposed to be from the beginning of time as we know it, and they're not supposed to be all that well formed. Well, guess what? These are looking a lot bigger and a lot more developed than we thought. And why does that matter? Well, for one thing, it could pretty much rewrite a whole bunch of astrophysics textbooks. So, of course, we called up the legendary theoretical physicist Michio Kaku. He's the futurist who always has me dreaming of the cosmos and the author of a bunch of books that might need to be tweaked now if it turns out that the universe is older than we think. Hey, Professor, I'm thinking of some of my favorites, the God equation, physics of the future of humanity. Most of them say the universe is about 13 billion years old. What if it's not?
Well, that's the problem. The James Webb Space Telescope is upsetting the apple cart. All of a sudden, we realize that we may have to rewrite all the textbooks about the beginning of the universe. Now, it takes many billions of years to create a galaxy, like the Milky Way galaxy, with 100 billion stars, many billions of years old. But the James Webb Telescope has identified 6 galaxies that exist 500 million years after the Big Bang, that are up to 10 times bigger than the Milky Way galaxy. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
There should not be primordial galaxies that are bigger than the Milky Way galaxy that are only 500 million years old. Something is wrong. We may have to revise our theory of the creation of the universe.
How'd they come up with that theory anyway?
$69
Theory.
US special for.
Yeah, how they come up with that?
I don't know. We should.
How'd they come up with the Big Bang Theory?
Yo,
It's a
Google
theory.
it.
I know how'd they come up with that.
Okay,
though.
yeah. I don't know.
Like you can form an idea in your head randomly, but like how
Okay,
did the
so-
scientists come up with that, put it in our textbooks, and believe
How'd
that?
we come up with
full
math?
knowledge?
I have the perfect test to see if we can really see back in history. But we're gonna
Back in
need
time. Come on,
whatever. Okay.
Either way.
Here's the thing. We're gonna need one of these telescopes
Mhm.
and all the equipment that goes with it. And what we'd do is we'd send it like 5 years out, right? You send it 5 light years away, and then you look back at the Earth.
We'd be dead by then.
5 years? 5 light years?
You know the telescope would have to be traveling at the speed of light to get 5 light years away in 5
Okay,
years.
we
He
send
does
it.
have a point.
Yeah.
We send
5
it
light
1
years.
light year away.
You know the Voyager 1 was released in like 47 and it's just getting outside of our solar system?
Okay, we send it 1 light year away, and then we turn it around, and we look back at the Earth, and then we see
We would see.
if we can see ourselves in time, in
Like
real
a live,
time.
Yeah.
like a live feed.
You wouldn't.
How do you know?
All you'd have to do,
How do you know?
if you set up a mirror on another planet somewhere and you looked at that mirror, you would see the dinosaurs through that mirror. That's how light works. Yeah.
How can you see
would
something-
see what's going on
You would
in
see
that point in time?
light travels that far, but like I don't know. You wouldn't see dinosaurs. You couldn't. No.
We
The
would
way-
see
the way-
ourselves looking through
way-
the telescope.
It's not magical, it's just simple.
The way our eyes perceive light is literally imagery.
NASA will say anything to get a bunch of money
Yeah,
from
I
the
know.
government. Okay.
Like that is.
I mean,
so true.
I would say anything to get a bunch of.
Tell
Hey,
me why. Tell me
look,
how
I'll
CIA
say- no.
releasing documents on proof on aliens though.
I think
Okay,
that's fake,
and
to be
see-
honest. Like maybe
Ooh,
okay.
dude,
so
fake?
hold on.
I don't know.
Hear me
I
out,
don't
hear me
know,
out,
dude.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
I don't know.
Okay.
Hear me
there's
out.
like-
Hear me
Okay,
out.
we
hear
gotta
me
hear
out,
him out.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
You know what aliens mean, right?
That means there's another form of life out
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
there.
So
Intelligent form.
the
Yeah, another
videos
intelligent.
I've seen some of the videos, not all of them, but I've seen some. Right, of the videos that they were released, on the jet footage and stuff, like the thermal, whatever. I literally seen like a whole thing about some VFX artists react to that, and they totally debunked the thing. Like, it's just VFX.
Where they the
Yeah.
CIA
or
documents
like
stuff.
or perception of the camera. And
Where'd
like
they get the
jet
videos?
flying and stuff. Like, they were the same videos that they pushed on the news.
What about going to the
Stuff.
moon?
Going to, what do you mean?
You think we went to the moon?
I don't know, but honestly, I don't care.
Okay,
If
we can
went to the
only.
moon or not,
We don't have a spaceship now that can land and take back off.
Mhm.
So how did we have one in the 50s or whenever it was?
We didn't.
Whatever, in the 60s.
They just sent a big rocket up with a pod.
Yeah.
They broke off.
And the
They spent
pod
8 months going to the moon.
landed on the moon.
There's no atmosphere, and there's really low gravity, so they wouldn't need much fuel to set the pod down.
True.
Yeah, to set it down.
You know what? You know what it was?
I
It was
guess-
literally.
You know how
it
much
was
planning went into that?
Yeah, it was literally like the timing and how much fuel and where to like boost
Mhm.
their and like it was pure timing. Like they used like the.
I mean, even to get
gravitational pull
even to
and
get
everything.
something off the
and,
Earth
like-
and back, and go to the moon and back, and have people living and stuff. You know how much planning that takes?
It takes like I think
Yeah.
Elon Musk or somebody said it would take like 4 years if you wanted to go to Mars. Like if we use the
Yeah, a round trip.
we'd have to like time it
Yeah.
perfectly. So that's probably what they did.
And
Like,
they
we,
might have.
We probably haven't went to the moon yet specifically for that problem because we just gotta wait longer.
Yeah.
Okay,
We gotta
but
wait for
honestly,
the right perfect time to go.
we have some
and
pretty
if we
smart
don't,
scientists, but scientists back then,
I mean,
like Albert Einstein,
they stole Germans from
the
like,
German scientists,
yeah, but you don't think they're still doing stuff like that? Just
yeah.
keeping them
just keeping it away from us.
Yeah,
yeah,
just keep-
for sure,
yeah,
for sure.
of
I
course.
believe
I
that.
mean,
100%.
that.
behind lock and key. It's
They-
not
they
that
might
In
long.
have-
Area 51, that's still. I mean, that's
Yeah, it's been classified for like a long time, and like
since it was built, probably.
Well, you'd be an idiot to assume the government's not doing anything without telling us.
yeah,
The government's nice.
yeah,
It's very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
It
They're,
does everything for me. as a citizen.
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, that's me
Let's
too.
go with the government.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think that you have to
Maybe
have
like
some
4 years ago.
governmental, like some like laws and like
well, of course.
obviously you know,
'Cause if
but
you
like
don't, then it's gonna be
all this
crazy.
politician stuff, like up in Washington D.C. And I know we changed the subject, and
Oh yeah, dude,
what's
it's
funny?
a podcast. It's a podcast.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? You probably already know it or whatever, but when George Washington quoted, like, he said, as soon as the government splits into parties, it's pretty much over.
I've heard that, but and I can't disagree. But the thing is, like, it's not much hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to still keep up hope, and you still got to fight, and like, you got to fight and get people's eyes open. Like the video I made earlier.
Mhm.
Well, it's so hard to get people to listen though now.
It is,
It's
and,
really
and it's
hard.
their way or the
Like,
highway.
It's really, really hard, and especially the majority of people. Because
But that's why
they'll
you just got to like.
they'll just do their own thing and believe what they want to believe and stuff.
Yeah.
And the truth nowadays, the truth is so hard, like it's so hidden under a whole bunch of pile of lies and
Mhm.
misperceptions and stuff like that. So for you to find the truth on the internet is nearly impossible. Like the full, nothing but cold truth is pretty insane. It'd be almost a miracle to find like the pure truth.
But that's
Yeah.
why you.
out
Well,
there.
and it's
spend
about
time
to get a
researching.
lot
'Cause-
harder.
Well,
With this AI stuff,
oh, deepfakes? Have you, bro?
is
There's some insane.
oh, I've been
deepfakes.
listening to like the
Like-
Minecraft ones,
Like, see, no,
where like
no, those are
Joe
those are-
Biden,
Yeah,
and
those are AI
voice
generated
generated.
voices. They take so many like hours of footage of
Yep.
them speaking, and the AI splices it, and like you can make
And
a
it's
whole
like
made up story. So with
on
deepfaking and the AI generated voices, dude, you're no telling you can literally make
Yeah.
a new make a person speak whatever they want to speak, like especially if they're a public
Mhm.
figure.
yeah,
Like, I've seen
Honestly-
the one on, because Joe Rogan, right, for example, I saw so many hours of podcast footage.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like, the AI is
It's-
trained. It sounds perfect. And if you get a deep fake, like if you get a Joe Rogan lookalike,
Yeah.
and you put Joe Rogan's face, dude, you could never tell the difference.
Yeah.
Like, you can literally make
Yeah,
whatever
honestly-
you want to say, like Joe Rogan want to say, dude. And,
Yep.
and they could do that with presidents.
Yes.
You know, with all the
Yeah,
footage
and that's
stuff.
what's
And that's
scary.
bad. They
That's
could do
what's
that with
scary is
public figures.
because you know
That's-
you never. Eventually,
People
when
can
it
get
gets
framed,
that
people can
good,
get framed with a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad. It's bad. Like,
Yeah.
yo, I got video footage of you saying
exactly.
well,
it's
and what
just
they'll
photo-
do
like,
is like, what they'll do is they'll make the deep fake, and then it'll just be a little bit off. And then say like, okay, for instance, when Trump was in Charlottesville and he said, you know, there was very fine people on both sides, but not the white nationalists. They should be condemned totally. What they'll do is they'll deep fake it and take that not the white nationalist part out. And then what everybody will see is him just saying that there's very fine people on both sides. And then, like, what do you do? Like,
I mean, if
there's no way. Like,
if that spreads to the media, that him saying that, but the truth comes out, like, people will not know the difference and clash with each other and say, like, no, he said this, but he said that.
It's going to build tension.
Only eyewitnesses can.
Yes, exactly.
But, you know.
Yeah, the only way you're going to really know is if you were there when he said it.
Exactly. So let's say there's 10,000 people at a Trump rally. Only those 10,000 people know what he said.
But not only that.
But on the online, 10,000 people doesn't amount to anything.
Yeah, and not only that, but, okay, it could be in some people's minds like, you know, they don't remember exactly what he said. So then they see the video and then he's like, well, I don't remember him saying that. And then they change their minds about it because, you know, the human memory is not perfect.
Yeah.
And
so whenever they get asked, oh, you were there, what did he say?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
They'll like constructive memory.
I mean, honestly.
Because I know on 60 Minutes, they did an experiment to where like this girl or whatever, it was like an actual case and stuff. And they asked her to like identify the people or whatever, but there was a guy that looked like the actual suspect.
Yeah.
Like the actual perpetrator. So she swears up and down it was this guy, but since they looked alike, whatever, like she was like, yeah, I was in the room. I remember exactly what he did to me. That was him. Yeah. But it turned out like he went to jail and everything. Turned out it was not him. Like he just looked like the dude, right? So, but she got it like in her memory. Yeah. When she had dreams about it, she saw that guy that she picked, but it wasn't him. Yeah. You know, she constructed her mind to think it was him. Yeah. But it was a completely different dude. Yeah. And I mean,
and something like that.
You can find it on the internet somewhere. It was just they had a whole documentary. It was like a psychological thing. Yeah. But they're talking about like psychology, and I think it's a 60-minute documentary. Someone can find that somewhere. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. The human mind is weird, but also probably the most complex thing I'm
I know. Like taking sociology and stuff. This year,
so many complex things.
So many things. Like we're learning stuff. Like, I mean, you can tell exactly how a kid just by looking at him and how he talks. You can tell exactly what that kind of life that kid lives. Like, I've seen Talent, or like America's Got Talent. A dude came in, and he took some people out of the audience and was talking to them, looked at their clothes and stuff.
Okay,
and he's like,
hold on. All right, go ahead. It's fine.
He said, "You're a police officer, aren't you?" And he's like, "Yeah." For how long?
I don't fucking know. You want me to go check it out?
Oh, no.
I swear to God. Okay.
Put some cows grazing in the background with us talking.
Yeah, we can do that actually. That's fun.
Like for the footage that.
29, like 8 minutes ago.
Dang, bro.
Oh, well. It's fine. We'll put the cows on there and do the thing. I mean, really, it's
technical difficulties.
The moon landing as well. If you look at it, if you can use common knowledge to see, if we don't have a shuttle that can go back and forth on more than one occasion, if we don't have that now, how did we have it in the 60s?
Okay, I do understand where they're coming from on that, because
we didn't reuse that rocket. It fell off in space and then it landed in water.
When they crashed back here, it was a crash landing. But with there not being no kind of atmosphere on the moon, they just use the what do they call that? Where it's just thrusters to
like
land.
They kind of just like look like
land.
They just go like this, like because it's floating in space.
Because it's the moon, dude. It's so small.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right, dude. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
pretty good.
And then when they took off, all they had to do is use the thrusters.
Ignite the engine.
Exactly.
and get in a collision course with the world, with the Earth.
Instead of
and then
to be honest, all they need to do is have the engine on long enough to where they get to the speed they want, and then shut the engine off, and then they're going that speed until they hit something.
And they use the thrusters to aim where they want to go.
Yeah.
So,
you know how much math that takes to know where the Earth is and stuff?
That's why there's NASA scientists and stuff like that.
But
in the 60s and stuff, I mean, they're using paper and pencil.
They had
instruments
really huge computers. They did have computers.
Yeah.
True.
So to calculate the numbers.
I mean, not on the
speeds,
shuttle though.
No, not on the shuttle.
But I guess that's where the planning and stuff comes from.
They did have like a radio system.
It took 8 minutes for signals to reach. I mean, 8 minutes isn't not 8 minutes. Like however long was it for the moon? What did you say? It was like 1 second for light. So like.
Oh yeah, 1.3 seconds for the light
from the sunlight to go.
I think it's 8 minutes. I think it was like 8 minutes for sound to go from the Earth to the moon. Because sound moves a lot slower.
Radio frequency is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we wouldn't even hear the explosion. Say something was all these light years away, and
like think of lightning. We don't hear those thunder until later. So if the sun exploded, we wouldn't hear it until like.
You wouldn't hear it, and you wouldn't see it. Actually, you would see it when the light reached us.
If it did make a noise, we would hear it like.
Because the explosion's gonna go shockwave.
If the sound would reach that way, but we'll feel the shockwave.
Yeah, there's no way we're hearing it before it hits the Earth.
Because it's in space too.
Yeah.
I mean, the sun exploding, it'd have the.
Or let's just say a star. You know, I guess it doesn't explode; it just burns out.
If the sun exploded,
it explodes. It goes. The hydrogen runs out in it, or whatever, and then it goes supernova, and it explodes into
a dwarf planet,
or
like a red giant,
like
a white dwarf or something.
Yeah.
It forms into a
supernova, a star that suddenly increases greatly in brightness because of a catastrophic explosion that ejects most of its mass.
But if the sun if the sun exploded, we'd die before noticing. I mean, we'd notice, but we'd die before pretty much anything else.
If we even died,
I have
we just die. We literally just die. It's the sun, like.
Okay,
if we went any closer to the sun, we'd just get incinerated.
But what about Mars?
Mars
is closer to the sun. I'm almost 100% sure about that.
It's one,
okay.
But it's probably just
hotter. I think it's one planet.
Yeah, no. Super hotter.
It's one planet away from the sun.
That's what I thought. It was the one right.
One planet.
So why are we going there?
No. Mercury is the closest.
Yes. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars.
But that's in rotation.
Hold on, Earth and then Mars?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was closer.
It's Earth and then Mars. But
Mars is third.
But Mars is still in like the habitable zone of our solar system where like the light
but there's no water. Like
that's why they gotta explore.
They found ice on Mars.
That's because the atmosphere is too cold.
It's too thin, and it don't have no oxygen or nothing.
The
but they were talking about something. There's plenty of ways that you can.
I see not being able to do the dirty because you got to keep the suit on.
Beep.
Yeah, for real. I said it the nice way.
And we
don't want to get canceled on our first one.
You couldn't repopulate on Mars.
Yeah, I guess if you took like in vitro and percolation, but like you're gonna have to like incubate them in a thing.
Inject them all the way up in there for the gravity.
It's just a baby in a suit, and you're like cramming the bottle up the handle of the suit.
So according to Google,
you have the baby in like a box of oxygen, and you have like a latex glove. You just put your hand in there and be like, all right, here's the baby. Here's the bottle. It's just the baby can't wear a suit. You have it in an oxygen box, like a clear box. You have a whole building of babies like in the oxygen
grasshopper in your shoebox.
Okay, but what would you eat there?
Exactly.
Moon food.
He said
astronaut food.
He said astronaut. We can't live there if we just have to pack our food up.
Yeah.
We need our food here.
Look.
I mean, you could cultivate.
You could grow stuff.
Yeah,
you could.
Yeah, but it's no oxygen.
Greenhouse, and then we get some. You
put
can
like oxygen in it.
Exactly.
You can get-
Same way a spaceship works. They don't just like.
Oh, that
I mean,
is true.
they have
Okay, but-
scrubbers. They have to create their own oxygen.
That is true. But what about when the machine breaks down, like on the show?
I guess your food is gone.
then that means you better have a good plan B.
Well,
For
okay.
real,
I
for
feel
real,
like
bro.
I feel
Going
like,
back
listen,
to Earth,
listen,
like we're like, look, this
just like how we cultivated the Earth. Okay, we started
Found Indians.
We started with plants and we started with plants and
No, but, like,
everything.
no, but
we
it
ended
was
up
so
making
easier,
tools.
though.
Hold
It was
up.
a lot easier
We
because we
started
actually
making
had
tools
oxygen.
out of rocks.
yeah.
And we dug further to find those rocks, and we ended up finding iron. So we have metal now.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
that
I'm
would
talking
be-
about
that
like
would be
arable
potentially-
Earth.
We're not
arable
starting over on
ground.
Mars. We're gonna take like a spaceship,
We're gonna have supplies.
supplies for the mission.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, but,
but
like-
that
There's
there is
no
still
return
potential.
trip.
There's still some potential for finding a viable energy source.
Yeah,
You know what?
always.
Mining on Mars.
There's only
just
rovers
like
on
That's
Mars
what I
is-
was about to say. That's what I really think is going on. Is they're trying to go and find resources, other resources. Like, I mean, like y'all was saying earlier, as I was walking out, something about like, what if you found a resource that like we have not discovered yet? Like, it could unlock potential
into
here
newer
on
technology.
Earth
Exactly.
that we don't have. You know,
That would be
Exactly.
crazy. Like, what if
That
they made
would
tools
be.
about a new, they made new tools, like.
yeah, they'll
if
just
we-
get
if-
netherite tools.
If we found like a really, really, really common, stronger than metal, like stronger than steel,
Yeah,
Diamond.
on
like
Mars,
netherite.
like a really common.
Vibranium.
Oh, like you can literally like pick it up off the ground,
Unobtainium.
kind of common.
No, like really. I mean, like really
As
common. to
easily
where-
as iron,
No,
as
it's
easily accessible as like steel.
really common to where it would be affordable to people on Earth.
Hold on,
Like,
it's never going to be
super
It's not gonna be
affordable for
affordable.
any of us because
No,
they got to
no,
go
if-
there and get it.
But if it was like really, 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 really common, and we had an easy way to transport back and forth, it would be like maybe
Listen,
it might
listen.
be more expensive than like
According
a
to
little
Google,
bit, but it would be affordable like to the everyday person. Is what
Yeah.
I mean. Like it might cost a lot, like out of your pocket, or whatever, but it'll be affordable to everybody. Like it'll be available and stuff.
Yeah.
space
But it's like a
colonization.
stronger element than what we ever seen before. But there's so much of it, everyone can have some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Mars is a smaller planet, so I don't know.
Listen,
And
space colonization
I was just saying that.
on Mars can be said to be possible when the necessary methods of space colonization become cheap.
Okay, but like we're not gonna colonize. I mean, now I'm not gonna say we're not gonna, but
Well,
because that's probably their plan.
well, if we do colonize, it'll
Man,
take
that's
a
a whole other planet.
It'll
dude.
take a long time.
It'll take
Also, it'll be like a really just like not even an interesting trip for the rich people.
You're talking about in our lifetime. You know that, right? They said that there's going to be people living on Mars, like a good establishment, by like 2050 or 2060.
That's an estimate. Also,
And that's
like I don't know, dude. I
true.
don't
To be
know.
honest, in the 20s or whatever, they thought we would have flying cars by like 2020. Now look at us.
Yeah, my dad, whenever he
That
was
is
growing up-
true.
Whenever he was
Yeah,
growing
Hey,
up,
but they are manufacturing flying vehicles.
Nah.
What vehicle?
Put a wing on a car and put a gas engine in it.
No, they are like motorcycles, but with drone propellers. It's basically like
a
set
quadcopter.
on top of helicopter.
So it's like a quadcopter, but like a bike.
I mean,
Exactly.
when I see it,
Does the bike have like a joystick, or is it like hand
No,
How affordable is it?
It's like an actual. See, and that's the thing.
prototype?
It's a prototype.
yeah,
So
that's
it's
what I was
not-
about to say. Like, if they had finished one and could like fly it around, it'd be like major news.
Oh yeah.
But
But so that's what. Yeah, it's a great concept. It's a great idea.
is there any?
But
like,
to actually implement it, I mean, it's hard to do. I mean,
Well,
there's a reason we haven't done it in all
yeah,
these
yeah.
years.
Right now they
Well-
have everything they need. It works. The only problem is the battery does not support the vehicle long enough.
Mhm.
That's exactly
Okay.
yeah.
So that's another thing I was saying. If we do end up going to Mars, okay, and mining resources, we could find something that could potentially power that vehicle for a long time.
Just like
than any modern batteries.
Yeah.
Or
just like cobalt. Yeah. And if we did that, honestly, with this whole agenda of trying to turn everything into green energy per se, okay, yeah, that would make that possible. But like without something like that, it'll never happen because the batteries, they cost too much to produce. Like it'll never happen, you know.
Exactly.
But if you find something just like cobalt was discovered at one point in time, they're like, hey, this holds an electric charge, or however all that works. You know, you find something else that holds it even better. You know, that I could see it happening,
like replacing copper and
lithium or whatever.
Lithium.
They would have to find a significant benefit to making like flying cars and stuff.
Hold an electric.
And that's another thing.
Because like,
what about air traffic?
If they risk like, I mean, there's no way to govern air traffic.
We
like,
have
already
roads.
They
do it now on a small basis compared
that's
to.
That's what I'm saying. Like whole highways and.
I don't know. Do you see?
Think about an interstate.
Have you seen the plane traffic for the U.S.?
Yeah.
That's planes, though. That's not every little flying car, every person flying
exactly.
around in
Imagine how much more would be going
like
on.
A plane has like, what, 200 people at a time?
Radar.
Let's say there is 150,000 flights in the U.S. every single day, right? Okay. Now, not only do you have them. Yeah, exactly.
For real. So that's more
you go
air
from
traffic.
150,000 to now you have 325
way more inefficient
million
than just using a
people.
plane, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Carrying like 180 passengers.
Why would you risk the amount of money, the amount of resources, and all that stuff if there's no significant
You have to wear a
benefit?
parachute and
They
gear.
probably already have.
Wasted all that resources and money on developing something.
They probably already developed stuff like that. They just can't really do nothing about it because unlike a vehicle driving around on the road, I mean, you have like two axes when you're driving a vehicle. You have the stuff this way and you have the stuff this way. But then you go to doing that and you're adding another axis.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think that they would be able to.
Well, no matter what vehicle you drive, there's always a risk, right? But it would be much more of a risk if they try to implement flying cars because first of all, it's a new thing, right? People would have to get used to flying them. What are the things about like driver's ed? How are new kids gonna learn how to fly one of these little things, whatever, on the road and stuff? And
how are roads gonna work?
Yeah,
like
you wouldn't even need roads.
Where are the roads gonna be?
You wouldn't need roads because I'm not flying.
What are the jurisdictions on where you can go?
Yeah, because air traffic controllers have
can you fly over Area 51, get shot down like this?
Yep, they're gonna shoot you.
So I mean, also people can buy stuff on the dark web or whatever, cartel, whatever, put rockets on them things.
Yeah.
And there's no telling. Like, you already see armored vehicles and stuff. Imagine if they had flying rockets, cars, a civilian car flying in the air with attacking the Pentagon or something like that.
Yeah.
We cannot. Like, that's.
I don't think we can put that.
Nah.
I'm just kidding. We're not going to
mean,
cut that anyway.
I'm just saying, like, we cannot have all that.
So what you're saying is you're going to.
Not me. Whoa, not me.
No, but I do see what you're saying.
But
like, it would be more of a risk.
That's even more of a risk. Like, because with cars, you can blockade the road.
Yes.
You can do all this. Put maybe like a.
That's what I'm saying. They probably already have the technology.
Something happens in the air and it just
would
comes out of the air, dude.
I mean, the police.
Even if you survive, the car's got to hit somewhere.
Like our government.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
Like, so if somebody was flying around and stuff, the only way you're going to stop it, you'd be like, EMP2, like something.
Like, yeah, and then it's still going to come down
and then
somewhere.
the person's going to die anyway. It's going to be like deactivate midair.
Just right on them.
Yeah, We probably
That's
already
such a
have that
dangerous
technology.
idea.
Yeah, you hit a downdraft or you hit a updraft, and I mean,
that's
you just go
like
flying
they have
through
to
the air,
take
you get slammed into the ground.
so
Yeah.
many precautions in flying vehicles. I don't think we're gonna have them in our lifetime. Like, there's no way.
So
No
we put
way.
turbines on a 500-pound piece of metal.
Like a sedan, like.
Let's make the first one. We're just gonna attach rockets to the
pull
car.
some whistling diesel type stuff.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, like maybe one-man little pod things.
Yeah, with like a helicopter propeller.
Maybe. I don't know. Still, that's pretty dangerous, to be honest.
Yeah, you swinging them
normal
helicopter
traffic.
blades around other people.
For normal traffic.
Yeah,
cut some heads off. You cut some limbs
Like,
off.
you see
Yeah,
how
for
many
real.
people get road rage and crash on the cars, like on the road?
Yeah,
on the
no
stable ground?
kidding.
Like, there's
The
no
road
way.
air
Like,
rage.
air rage, like for real. There's no.
We got sky rage.
I feel like people don't think about it. Like,
Sky
oh
rage.
yeah, we're gonna have flying cars. Do you think of all the precautions that have to?
Hey,
No.
bro, did you think this?
No, they're just like,
For
hey,
real,
flying
yeah,
cars,
flying cars,
yeah.
Star Wars,
lasers.
lasers,
That's so weird.
like they don't
Like,
think
bro, we're
about
gonna.
all
There's gonna be so much trouble.
all the new policies that's coming out. No flying cars.
All right.
Okay, before you go, you wanna give yourself a shout out or something? He's like, no, I don't like people. Don't fucking follow me.
Do not follow me.
Cool.
Go ahead, Josiah. We know you want to.
At Isaiah O'Neill 2004 on
You
Snapchat.
should shout out your other channel and tell
Add
them
me
about
up.
the Minecraft and shit, and then start making videos and posting them, bro. He's like, I don't remember your channel name. Go ahead.
I ain't got my storage space on my phone, bro. I can't be doing nothing.
So are we done or what?
I think we're done.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Hey, all of the audio is on my phone, dude.
Yeah, I